Pyrrhus now had neither enemies to fight nor pressing disputes to manage. It was the first period of prolonged peace that he had experienced in many years, and he hated every minute of it. Men like him are built for war, and they start to break down come peacetime. Pyrrhus was looking for any excuse to rally his men again, and he soon found one. The Greek colonies in Italy had long been regarded as unimportant outposts in barbarian lands, but now they were under threat from the ever-expanding Republic of Rome. When a call for aid came from the city-state of Tarentum, Pyrrhus jumped at the opportunity. All that I could do was try and convince him to stay and enjoy his hard-won peace. "If we can conquer Rome," he told me as he was drawing up his invasion plans, "all of Italy will soon be ours. And if we can defeat the Romans, then Sicily, Libya, and Carthage should be easy pickings. And when all of these lands are yours, what will you do?" I asked. He replied, "Why, we will celebrate, of course. We will sing and drink and be at ease after all of our troubles." Then what, pray tell, is preventing us from drinking and passing our time right now, instead of starting yet another war? If happiness and celebration is your goal, my friend, then you have already achieved it. Pyrrhus could give no good answer, but his mind was already set. He would become the liberator of the Greeks in Italy and put the Roman barbarians in their place. However, a raging storm hit our fleet as we sailed for Italy. With his armies scattered to the winds, Pyrrhus made landfall near Tarentum with only a fraction of the men that he had assembled.
Our forces were scattered by the storm, but we cannot go looking for survivors yet. We must hurry to Tarentum before the Romans assault the town.
Your rifle is timely, my lord. The main Roman army has laid siege to our allies in Heraclea. We will provide you with whatever resources we can spare if you drive these barbarians out of Megale Eras.
Many of the smaller Greek settlements in Italy are under siege, and some have already fallen to the Romans. If we are to win this war, we must liberate as many as we can.
Free at last. You can count on us to support the war effort.
Praise the gods. The main army has found us at last.
You keep buzzing around me like an irksome fly, Pyrrhus. Does your famed courage only stretch to fighting small garrisons, or are you man enough to face me in the field?
We have captured another Greek settlement.
These Romans built organized camps and deployed them in these elite formations. They do not seem like barbarians to me.
The time has come. Let us show these decadent colonizers the true might of Rome.
From this camp, we can strike at the Roman army.
About time, I say. These Romans have been loitering all over our pristine streets for years now.
The Romans are sending raiders towards our position. We may have to deal with them, unless we want them at our backs when we face the brunt of Livinus' army.
Ah, there you are, my lord. I must say, sailing straight into a raging storm was not your brightest idea.
With supplies now coming in from so many Greek towns, we can equip our forces with even better weapons and gear. Heraclea is saved, but the Romans still control a camp near Asculum. Let us march north and defeat them in their own backyard.
That blasted storm sent us far off course. We are glad to be reunited with you, my lord.
You Greeks were once a great civilization. But your neglect and decadence will be your downfall. When this day is over, all of Italy will belong to Rome.
We have captured stolen loot from the raiders' camp! That is the last of the settlements. All of Megala Hellas is under our control!
We Samnites have fought the Romans for generations and would be happy to lend you our support. We ask only that you clear out the Romans occupying our capital. Thank you, Fiorella. We will provide you with whatever we can.
Let us see how Romans fight without their rations.
This is not the end. What you saw today was but a fraction of Rome's true power. We will be back.
At Heraclea, the Romans fled in panic before Pyrrhus's war elephants. When we fought them again at Asculum, they had already adapted to this strange new weapon, and they sent out twin chariots with long ropes between them to down the fearsome creatures. The Italian expedition never became the quick victory that Pyrrhus had hoped for. The Tarentines seemed content to let him do their fighting for them. And while he bested the Romans twice in battle, each victory came at the cost of thousands of his best men. "One more victory like this, and I will be undone," he told me at one point. And I feared that it was true. Yet he refused to give up hope. Pyrrhus's ambition was to build a Western empire from which he would conquer all of Alexander's old domains. If Italy could not be easily cowed, he would simply have to turn elsewhere. Despite suffering two crushing defeats, the Romans quickly recouped their strength. They refused to sign any peace treaty so long as Pyrrhus remained in Italy. Seeing no clear way forward, Pyrrhus turned his gaze to Sicily. Much like in Italy, the Greek colonies here were threatened by foreign invasion, this time from the Carthaginian Empire and its Mamertine allies. Carthage had dominated the Western Sea for centuries with its wealth and vast mercenary armies. Despite this, its grip on Sicily was tenuous, as the rugged island was difficult for any conqueror to hold. But if any man could succeed in ruling Sicily, Pyrrhus reasoned that it would be him.
Quick march, men! If Syracuse falls, we will have no hope of liberating the rest of Sicily!
Alamas. 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 Ombus. Oklama. Ombus.
Nearly all of Sicily remains under enemy control. We must drive the Carthaginians and Mamertines from every corner of the island if we are to liberate these people.
Yeri Hombus. Hombus.
I hear that you brought the Romans to shame twice, Pyrrhus. As much as I commend the effort,
Alamas.
I cannot allow you to repeat that feat here. Sicily is not for anyone to take. Well, except us.
You are true to your reputation, Pyrrhus. Sweeping in at the last second to save us all. Syracuse and all Greeks in Sicily owe you thanks.
You are building ships against the greatest naval power on the face of the earth. My good man, I admire your sense of humor.
Alamas. Alamas.
Last night, I dreamed that Mount Etna awoke from her slumber and buried your army in hot magma.
Hombus.
Imagine my disappointment to wake up and find you still here.
You have our swordsmen, and our bowmen, and our axemen. But, we're a bit light on cavalry at the moment.
We had these poor Sicilians' wealth, well protected in our stores. And then you came along and stole it from us. I mean, from them.
Alamas.
What a disgrace.
You have our thanks, my lord. These mercenaries have pestered us for far too long. We will give you what little we can, and I am sure that the nearby villages will do the same.
We have liberated the Sicilian heartland. Now the Carthaginians have nowhere to hide but their coastal holdings.
Hombus.
Pyrrhus has captured one of our strongholds. We must reinforce our positions as soon as possible.
If the Carthaginians are sending reinforcements, we must change our tactics. We have asked little of the locals so far, but we will need everything they can supply us with if we are to win this war.
Roga. Waiting.
Carthaginians flee and all of Sicily is under our control. Victory is ours!
Pyrrhus had bested another great empire. Yet, as so many times before, his victory was short-lived. As the war dragged on, he became increasingly suspicious of the Greeks who had called him there. Their refusal to give everything to the war effort was in his mind akin to treason. When he executed one of the men who had invited him to Sicily in the first place, the public turned against him. Pyrrhus, they claimed, had become just the sort of tyrant they had wanted to escape. With the entire island in revolt, it seemed that Pyrrhus was out of options. Just as one door slammed shut, another opened, and Pyrrhus was quick to jump through it. While he had been occupied in Sicily, the Romans had regrouped and once more set their sights on Tarentum. Desperate for help, the Greeks called on Pyrrhus, the only ruler who had ever answered their pleas. With Sicily lost and the Mamertine and Carthaginian fleets shadowing his every move, Pyrrhus set out for Italy. Yet, after so many hard-won victories that had spilled out in the sand, doubt gnawed at him. He had bested the Romans before and he could do it again, but at what cost? Like Sisyphus in the old tales, he had been rolling his rock up the hill over and over, only for it to tumble back down and for the challenge to begin anew. Perhaps he would be satisfied once he had beaten the Romans a third time. Perhaps he would then return to Epirus and live out his days in peace. Perhaps.
We are surrounded on all sides, but this is not over! Sink the Carthaginian fleet and send the Mamertines to Hades!
Sound the retreat! We have already driven the Epirus from Sicily. Let us not gamble away our remaining strength on folly.
We have survived, but we cannot rest. The Romans advance on Tarentum and our Samnite allies as we speak. Our last hope for victory in Italy is to drive them back to Rome.
The situation is dire. But if you can defend us while we build a wonder, the Romans will eventually have no choice but to retreat.
Great Zeus! It's Pyrrhus! We have been lost at sea ever since that storm hit us. Now, we are ready to begin the invasion of Italy. Wait. What do you mean second invasion?
We will support you for as long as we can, Pyrrhus. But you must defend us from the Romans.
Do you think that you can force our surrender by constructing that affront to good taste that you call a wonder? Well, two can play at that game.
Rogan?
Ah, are you still working on your wonder? Witness the efficiency of Rome.
The Tarentines have completed their wonder. We must defend it until the Romans pull back.
My lord, we noticed while we were adrift that Beneventum's defenses are weak along the coast. If we attack by sea, we could skirt around the Roman fortifications.
That ramshackle building that you call a wonder has stood for long enough. call us barbarians, yet you would destroy such a work of art. Have you no honor?
Not even the full might of Rome can stop us! Victory is ours!
Despite the Epir's valiant efforts, the Battle of Beneventum was ultimately a failure. The Romans had learned from Pyrrhus' battle tactics, and they managed to scare the enemy war elephants into stampeding into the Epirot lines. Pyrrhus was forced to retreat. After 5 years of campaigning, all that he could do was to leave the Greek colonies to their fate. The Romans were relieved. Pyrrhus had been the fiercest opponent that they had ever faced, and they were honored to have fought such a powerful foe. As we set sail for Epirus, Pyrrhus and I took to conversing on the ship's deck. I told him that he reminded me of the myth of Sisyphus, and he, as he so often did, simply laughed it off. "You still do not understand, do you, Kineas?" he said. "I will never stop struggling. To do so is to give up on life. You call it a curse, to push that rock up the hill forever and ever. But it is no curse. It is the one thing that a man can do when faced with impossible odds. It is his sole recourse in a universe that could not care less about his wishes. Perhaps it is pointless in the end," he said. "And perhaps I will die before achieving what I set out to do. It does not matter. If you give up on your ambitions, then you might as well be dead. For you are already dead inside." I listened closely to him. As he finished, and as the coast of Epirus appeared to rise out of the waves far ahead, I could not help but smile. "You are an idiot, my friend," I told him, if not by those exact words.